I came here one night, years ago, to see Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. I'd never seen that play. I'm one of the few people who'd never seen it. And Dave was playing one of the leads, you and Susan Smith. And I watched this play unfold, and by the time it was over, I felt like I had been rung like a bell. It was just electrifying. I'd never had an experience like that. I mean, everybody was so good and it was so powerful. And I thought, that's the thing about community theater. You know, it may get a rap for being amateur, but it can have those moments that are as good as theater can get. And you never know when it's going to happen. You know, you want to be there in case the magic happens.
Howdy, how are you tonight? Oh, good.
Yeah, about 100 yards that way, there was a Catholic church with these two bell towers, or whatever you want to call them. And they did Noah's flood on the steps of the church, and the voice of God came from above one of the bell towers.
But there were a few people from the University English department that had started it. And that's how Mark Medoff got involved. He just passed a colleague in the hall that said to him, hey, you know, you're a writer, why don't you write a play and we'll put it on? And Mark's famous answer is, I did and they did. When my family moved here in 1964, 65, my parents we just started attending the community theater when it was at the Fountain Theater in Mesilla. So from the age of 7 or so, I was attending community theater shows. And so I sort of grew up with the community theater. So the actors in the community theater were sort of like small deities in town to us when we'd meet them in their real jobs out in the community. And then I don't think I did my first show, auditioned for it, till 1972, I think.
I just started auditioning for anything. And it just happened that they were doing The Gingerbread Lady by Neil Simon at the community theater, and it was going to be directed by Mark Medoff. And so I got cast totally according to my type as a Puerto Rican delivery boy. And I dyed my hair black. I did not realize it was permanent dye, but that was my first show. That was 1972, I believe, so about the same time.
So that's where I had the memorable experience of seeing my 6th grade teacher come out dressed as a saloon girl, drape herself across the piano, and sing Frankie and Johnny.
That was Sharon Meyer.
Sharon Meyer. And she's sort of mortified to remember it, but it was just this amazing experience as a kid to see your teacher. I mean, because you don't think of your teachers as human beings that have actual lives. Sort of like your parents. You know, you think of your parents as your parents.
Yeah.
And that's the magic of it, that growing up and getting to be a part of community theater, when I remember, it was just amazing to me as a kid that oh, that guy runs a construction company, but he's up there singing the part of whoever, Don Quixote. And there's my 5th grade teacher in Brigadoon, and you know, here's Juan Molinari, who works at Feeder's Jewelers down at the mall, the shopping center.
A form of collective expression, you know, that's the main thing. I mean, it's valuable for the participants, and people love to come to the theater. They come, you know, to live theater.
Community theater is where I learned acting. You know, it's about taking people that have no experience and giving them experience and opportunity. And for, you know, for the school teacher, for the person running a company to show their other side, you know, to express themselves. And it provides live theater. There's just nothing about There's nothing like live performance when you're in a room with people that are breathing and talking and breathing and listening. And
There's my old man.
so there's kind of a magic about it. You know, there's a charm about it because the reputation of community theaters, the shows can vary in quality, and they have over the years. We've had good seasons and bumpier seasons, and because people come and go, then new people come to town and new groups get involved. But there's kind of a wonder and a magic to it. And now, you know, I won't speak for Dave at our advancing years, but there's I don't know, you get older, it's just there's something about being a part of your community in that way and to play a part in the history.